Hi guys, welcome back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley and this is Crafty Chat number 8. So today's probably going to be kind of short and sweet. I only have a few things to show you. So let's start with my finished objects. First, I finished the baby blanket I was working on. And here we go. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so this was, the squares are made with, goodness, it's by Repeat Crafter Me, the Moss Stitch in a Square pattern. And so there's 4 across and 6 down. And the yarn is the Mandala, Lion Brand Mandala Ombre in the color Mantra, however you say that. And then the border is Soft and Sleek by Yarnbee, and the color is Teal Stripe. And for the border, I just continued the moss stitch around. So I just started in a corner and just went around for a while, basically till I ran out. Actually, I just wanted one whole round of the dark color at the very end, so I did have a little bit of that left. It took about a little less than 3 cakes of the mandala, and yeah, it measures about 27 inches by about 33 inches. So maybe a little small for a baby blanket, but I think that's okay. To connect the squares, I think it was a mattress stitch. I'll see if I can find the tutorial I used and post that in the description box. And so for my first time attaching squares, I don't think I did too bad. They were a little wavy, like the corners didn't always add up, but oh well. And then I wasn't sure if on the back, if there was really, you can't see it, but there's a little bit of a ridge on the back. I wasn't sure if that was correct, but we're gonna go with it because I don't know how else I would have done it. So that's kind of how it turned out. And I kind of like the moss stitch in a square, how you go around and around and around instead of rows back and forth, because you get this nice, really flat texture on the front, but on the back it's kind of bumpy. I don't know if you can see that, but it feels cool. So that just adds a little bit of interest to the back there. Yeah, so I'm excited to be done with that. Let's see, my only other finished project are, I was kind of inspired to do this from Ella from No Catchy Name. She showed some water balloons she was making, and I had actually seen this pattern before, but never really felt like making them. But it's my daughter's birthday this next week, and I thought it'd be fun to play in some water or something. So I had a little bit of Bernat Baby blanket yarn from a previous project left, and I got about 11 of these little balloons, and they're all different. I don't know how, I followed the pattern every time, and some turned out wonky and some are okay. That's what happens when you start one and you put it down and because you're interrupted, and then you pick it back up, and one was like completely crazy. I did follow, there's like a mini version, it's like 1 row less than her regular version, and I'll post the links to the patterns below too. But I got 11 out of what I had left over, and I'm not sure the color of this. I think it's Princess something or other, but I didn't have the ball band anymore. So that's all I've got finished these last few weeks. But I have been working on some other projects. My other, my whip that I've already showed you, but I have some progress on, is the skirt by Siren's Crochet. And so I've made quite a bit of progress on that. So what I did, this is using Karen cotton cakes in the color Watermelon. It's a one from a previous year that I got on clearance. I finished one whole cake, and then when I started the second cake, I went back to the top, and what I did, this isn't how her pattern is, so I changed it a little bit. So I mentioned last time that I made it too wide, so somebody suggested I can make like an extra band and kind of decrease. So I kind of did that. I did 2 rows of just plain double crochet around the top, and the first one I decreased about every 7 stitches, and the second one I decreased about every 4 or 5. And then I just stitched on the elastic instead of her pattern. She kind of crochets around it, and I tried it and it just looked bad. And then so I was gonna just stitch around it just with a needle, go around and around and around, and that still wasn't looking good. So I just decided to stitch it on. I'm okay with a little bit of exposed elastic because I usually wear a shirt long enough to cover the top part of the skirt anyway, so nobody probably will see it. So then I did start on the second cake after that. So I want it at least to my knees, at least like the short parts, at least to my knees, so hanging down. But I do have quite a bit left. So, and I am using 5.25 eye hook for that. So there's that, and it does fit. I tried it on. If I lost weight, it wouldn't fit, but for now it does, so there we go. My other new work in progress is I started another baby blanket. Surprise. My cousin and his wife announced that they're having a baby girl, and so I went, sorry, I'm stuck to my yarn here. Okay, I went through my stash to see what types of yarn I had, and they made a comment that sounded like they're doing some mermaid theme or whatever, so I was trying to pick yarn and a pattern that kind of went with that. So here it is so far. It's a shell stitch. I don't even remember who made it, I'm sorry, but I'll link it down below. Just a shell stitch blanket, and it's just worked in the round. And I'm using Lion Brand Shawl in a Ball. And I wasn't sure about my decision on making a baby blanket out of this because it is a little more probably fussy. And I was afraid if I had to rip it out, it would stick on me a little bit. I've never used this yarn before, but I really love the colors. So I'm going for it. It might not be the most practical baby blanket, but I think sometimes people are okay with a little bit less practical for the prettiness of it, I guess I'm trying to say. So yeah, it actually works out pretty fast. It's just a 2-row repeat around and around and around. And I only work on this every so often. I've been mostly concentrating on that skirt. So I like the shells and the color together, I think remind me of a mermaid. So I like that. And I do have 2 cakes of that, and they're each 400 and something yards. The color of this one is Half Moon. So there's that. So those are really my only works in progress. I did go to Joann's last weekend for their Memorial Day sale, and I wasn't gonna get yarn. I actually went to get their fat quarters were on sale, buy one get one free, and so I did get some of those. Let's see here. Got some red, white, and blue fat quarters for a project I have in mind that I probably should get started on quickly. But while I was there, obviously you have to look at yarn, and I always start with clearance because I really don't like to buy lots of yarn unless I have a project in mind, unless it's clearance. So if it's clearance, I'll come up with a project for it, but otherwise I don't just stock up on lots of yarn. So what I found was this Nako Vals. I have no idea how to say that. And these were $1.47 each on clearance, and there's it's 100% acrylic, and there's 240 meters. It doesn't tell you how many yards, but that's over 240 yards, right? So yeah, for $1.47 each, I got 6 of this color. This is color number 60, and my mom's favorite color is purple, so I thought I could make her some sort of short sleeve cardigan or something. I don't know yet, something out of this. Her birthday's in November, so I'm going to try to get something figured out for that. So I got 6 of those, and then I also got this blue one. I figured I could make another hat for Hat Not Hate out of this one, and this is color number 10608. They don't have names, and there's lots of like Russian or something on there, so who knows what that all means. But I did realize that I've only made one hat for Hat Not Hate, and I really wanted to have some more done before July, just so I could send them out in July and not have to worry about the cutoff date. So that's my goal the next few weeks, is to get at least a few more hats done. And I think that's basically it. I did mention it's my daughter's birthday coming up, Josie. She's turning 3. So I took a picture and a little bit of a video clip of a personalized birthday banner that I made for her, I think last year or the year before. So I made one for each daughter. I'll kind of explain it and then show the video clip of it. It's silent because I didn't want to disturb people during the day. So basically, it's just paper, like party hats, and then you print out their faces in black and white and cut around the outline of their face. And then you put that on each of the hats. And for some reason, it's super cute. I actually stole this idea from a friend, so it's not an original idea. And I think I've seen something like it on Pinterest. If I find it, I'll post that. Where was I? So for theirs, I used my silhouette machine to cut out the triangles and the letters of their name, so it's personalized. And then every other hat just is like a random decoration that I pretty much free-handed or just cut shapes out of and stuff. So I think that's pretty fun. They're laminated, so I can use them year after year. And then when their birthday is over, we just hang it up in their room as like a decoration. And so I think that's kind of fun. They get to see pictures of themselves throughout the year. I try to do pictures from like right after their last birthday all the way up to this next birthday, and kind of put them in order that way. So it's kind of like you're seeing how they looked from one year to the next year and how they've progressed. So this one that I have a clip of, you might see little bits of glimpses of Josie from when she was 1 to turning 2, because I haven't added her new pictures yet. I will be doing that later this week. And we're trying not to show pictures of our children too much on this channel. So then I did take a picture of it without the pictures on it, just so you can see the banner. So like I said, kind of short and sweet this week. I'm going to try to get some hats done and maybe get that skirt done. And I also want to start on my campfire cardigan that I bought some yarn for a few months ago, and I haven't gotten able to start. Oh, and my 4th of July fabric project. That's on my list too. So hopefully I can get some of those things started and worked on and have more to show you next time. And that is it. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.